Welcome to the Gatemen Postgame Show. Sam Corman, Jacob Tobey, and Connor Federico here for the Gatemen Baseball Network. And the Gatemen, a 2-1 victory over the Brewster Whitecaps this evening at Spillane Field. And pitching was the story for both teams, honestly. The Brewster pitching was pretty impressive, and Joe Mulletier, but the Wareham pitching was even more impressive.
More impressive. Try 13 strikeouts, a summer high for the Wareham Gatemen pitching staff. You asked Miller Hogan to come out. He throws 5 in 5 innings. Then Tanner Dodson, who ended up getting the win tonight, gave up the lone run of this ball game to the Brewster Whitecaps. A returner at the bottom of the order, Nick Dunn, getting it done for the Brewster Whitecaps. And then
Nick Dunn getting it done.
Nick Dunn getting it done.
I didn't do that on purpose, but we'll stick with
okay.
it. And then Dalton Roach, he had a fantastic game, struck out the side, and then you asked Brett Canine and finished the job, which he's going to pretty much every time. I mean, 15 saves for Fullerton this year, 2 saves so far this summer. Really great job by him tonight, slamming the door shut. You can't ask for anything more from these Gatemen pitchers in terms of getting batters to not put the ball in play. Those 13 strikeouts, that's great. You know, the Gatemen, they have had some shutouts this season. Tonight they give up 1 run. Unfortunately, you know, the Gatemen pitchers, they gave up 1 run through 9 innings the other day against the YD Red Sox. That couldn't get the job done. Tonight it was just barely enough. The hitting still struggled.
And the thing about Dalton Roach real quick was that he comes in, he's ready to pitch. All of a sudden he has to wait about 5 or 7 minutes because of that issue with Tanner Dodson having to be substituted back out of the lineup after being put into the DH spot. That's got to be a toll on you with your routine coming in and everything else. He had just had to toss with McIver there for about 5 minutes. So that's something underrated he finishes with those 3 strikeouts, which is fantastic.
That breaking ball just floating in there. Really cool stuff from Dalton Roach. And the fastball was working too. Struck out the side, all swinging in that 8th inning for Dalton Roach. Claudia Chakamian, he was our player of the game. She talked with him after the game.
Thanks, guys. I'm Claudia Chakamian with the Gateman player of the game, Dalton Roach. Dalton, you had a very good outing, just gave up 1 hit and struck out the side. So you went into the game late. So what was your mindset going in, knowing the game was really close?
Just go in there and throw strikes. I knew Willie'd do a good job back there, so just go in and attack the zone.
The Gateman pitching staff had 14 strikeouts tonight, and that's something I know that the coaching staff really wanted to see. So what has Coach Lara been working with all of you guys on to make sure that happens?
I think just really getting consistent with your mechanics and getting good extension and working on pounding the zone leads to throwing a lot of strikes, which helps.
How important is this game for you guys? You know, struggling the past few nights, and pitching staff was really dominant tonight. So how important is it to kind of get back on track today?
I think it's a big momentum booster. It's going to help us just get on track to hopefully do this more often.
Now, 3 strikeouts for you tonight, but what else is something you want to work on moving forward, or you can work with Coach Lara on the rest of the games?
Right now, working on kind of developing another breaking pitch, just something to help keep guys off balance and just, once again, getting more consistent mechanics.
Great. Thanks, Dalton.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Claudia. You know, the hitting for the Gatemen, despite the fact that they got the win, was not that great. I mean, they only scored 2 runs, and it was a small ball late in the game that got the go-ahead run for them.
Yeah, 4 runs in the last 2 games, obviously 2 versus the Chatham Anglers a couple days ago. What I like to see was Tanner Dodson comes in to pitch, does that, lets up the 1-earned run, but other than that, he was fine. Then he comes in, gets on base with a single, then goes from first to third, on a Jaron Duran hit on a hit and run where he was trying to go about every single time on those hit and run plays, and then he scores. I mean, Tanner Dodson doing it all here in this game, and I want to highlight something out in the outfield. Tristan Pompey's debut over in right field in the outfield tonight makes a tremendous catch out there against the wall, leaps up. We talked about it on the broadcast, Sam, about how he has a football/basketball background and how he's used to having those ups. He showed him there tonight in right field and showed why he was the starting center fielder for the Kentucky Wildcats this past season. But yeah, the hitting wasn't there. It hasn't been there most of the season. We've continuously talked about how the pitching staff has been, you know, the starting pitching has been the best aspect of this team so far. But hey, 2 runs tonight, they'll take them any way they can, and it worked out.
Yeah, Stephen Kwan now has 8 RBIs in 8 games off that sac fly. What has he been? His situational hitting just seems to be incredible. What is he doing right?
Well, he came up into that situation knowing that a deep fly ball, it's going to score Tanner Dodson. I mean, how about your winning pitcher also scoring the winning run? I mean, that's just been sort of what the Gatemen have been doing this summer, and for Tanner Dodson, that's definitely something he's able to do. Stephen Kwan, really just the king of situational hitting. He showed that off tonight, driving in the game-winning RBI. Again, no RBI hits for the Gatemen in this one, just like it's been in the past couple. An RBI ground out and an RBI sac fly. Those are the 2 runs.
And it's unconventional. This team's not going to hit home runs at Spillane Field. We know that. We've known that from the beginning of the season. They're going to have to do it in ways that maybe not a lot of people think are going to happen, but they do it anyway on unconventional hitting, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. The pitching certainly was the driving force in this Gatemen win today. Claudia Chakamian caught up with our head coach, Don Sneddon.
Thanks, guys. I'm Claudia Chakamian with head coach Don Sneddon. Coach, what did you see out of the pitching staff all the way through that you liked tonight?
Well, again, they were able to throw strikes. We did have some key walks for them, unfortunately, with 2 outs, and that was probably, we went through it, Hogan's only fault all night long with that. But we kept them off balance right up to the end on that and being able to throw that breaking ball for a strike.
Now, just 2 runs tonight, but got enough to win. So how important does that mean to you, knowing that they're getting those timely hits that you've been working on all season?
Well, obviously we didn't dominate, but these are the type of games you're going to have to win, whether it's 6-5, 4-3, 2-1, that type of thing like that. There's a lot more of those in the future here for the next 3 weeks.
And what can you take from tonight's game to move forward to improve, especially over these next few days?
Well, hopefully our hitting, it's just a matter of time. Our hitting's got to get untracked. We just can't afford to score 2 runs or 1 run. So top of our lineup was been struggling a little bit, and that's how we score runs. But Kwan came up and got the big sacrifice fly when we needed it. So even when he was 0 for 4, he got that going. So those guys, they'll clear it out. They'll be fine.
Now, do you think them winning tonight is a good turnaround point from the past few nights after it's been a rough few days?
Yeah, I mean, we've been battling. I mean, we go extra innings, 2 innings, and then lose a tight one there. And then yesterday, we're in the game till the 8th inning type of thing. So, yeah, it's time we won one of those.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Claudia. Certainly a big 2-1 victory over the Brewster Whitecaps today. Also some big scores around the league.
Yeah, Katuitt loses tonight. They're the first-place team. Then Bourne, the second-place team, also loses tonight. You're now 1 point behind Bourne for that second spot, tied with Falmouth. Falmouth obviously didn't play today due to rain, so it's getting jumbled up. It's been jumbled up all season long here in the Western Division. Should be fun down the stretch.
Yeah, and both those West teams lost to Eastern Division teams, Katuitt to Chatham, and Bourne lost to the Harwich Mariners, their first win in a while. What are you looking for out of the Braves tomorrow coming off a loss?
Well, in the words of Willie Nelson, the Gatemen are on the road again. And finally, it's time after 3 straight games here at Spillane Field, which the Gatemen, they will not get for the rest of the season. This 3-game homestand is the final one for the Gatemen. It's finally time to go back to Doran Park, where you spoiled the fireworks for the Bourne Braves on the 4th of July. Try to do it again. Try to make it 3 straight wins against the Braves. Try to make it 2 straight. Try to get a little winning together for the Gatemen. They could really use it to help their spot in that Western Division like you just talked about.
Absolutely. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again tomorrow at Doran Park. The Bourne Braves back home on Thursday against the Katuitt Kettleers. For Jacob Tobey, for Connor Federico, for Claudia Chakamian, I'm Sam Corman. Thanks for watching this edition of the Gatemen Postgame Show. Good night.